You are listening to the Kentucky X-Files Season 3 with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also visit us at www.kyxfiles.com. And now, on to our show.
Welcome back, guys, to your Kentucky X-Files.
I don't know why, but I thought you were going to yawn. Oh, God. Deja Vu Orchestra. Live.
Oh, God. Morning, fellas.
Morning, guys.
Morning, listeners.
Morning.
You fans with apparently low standards.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What a fucking week. What a week. I'm getting ready I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting ready to go into a 6-dayer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You said the.
Yep.
You said, yeah. I guess I can't words.
Was our holiday coming up?
Yeah, I got to work Saturday, but I'm off Monday for Memorial Day.
Oh.
But it should only, if it goes anything like the last ones have went, it should only be like a, kind of like a half day Saturday, I guess. So
Yeah.
I'm probably saying that, and it's probably way off. So whatever. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a wild day. It's been a wild day, a wild week in the beer delivery industry. If you can imagine, a wild couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'd love to give you guys a commentary on that one out there, but I'm not allowed. I'm sure you could use your imaginations. Yeah, it's been fun, man. Did you guys see? Oh, I've been so excited to tell you guys about this. Did you guys see that they discovered a new dinosaur in Canada?
Is it the one off the Isle of Wight?
I don't know.
Am I thinking
Is
of the
it
right?
the pterodactyl?
Yeah, it's the largest flying pterodon that's ever lived. The size of a fighter jet is how it's described. Right.
No kidding.
Why I love this so much is because I think that the name of this thing is totally a band name. Cryodraken Boreas.
Nice.
Right? Which translates to the frozen dragon of the north wind.
That's awesome.
You know the person that named that plays D&D. He plays D&D.
Or they're like super like into metal. Like you know it.
Yeah.
That shit is badass. Like, don't get me wrong, like Tyrannosaur, that's pretty badass. Or what was the one? Dreadnoughtus. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
dude, it was so big that they literally named it like, dude, what would it be afraid of? Nothing. So Dreadnoughtus. Dude, that's awesome.
Right.
But Cryodraken, they said it's give or take about 33 feet. And it had the wings of a F-16. Like
Wow.
the wingspan. So this thing was monstrous.
No, I thought you meant that it actually had wings of an F-16.
It actually had, it had Sidewinder missiles. It was taking out dinos left and right.
Pew, 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 pew.
This is why we don't hear about UFO shit back in prehistoric times, because these fucking things were flying around shooting missiles and stuff.
I got tone. I got a bogey on my 6. He's got tone.
He's got tone. Yeah, it says here that it says it built kind of like a giraffe. So I guess think of like the Quetzal, right? It was like kind of a big, tall, standing thing, like giraffe kind of. It says here, if you stood next to a giraffe at the zoo and stretched its face to about twice as long and bolted extra finger joints to its front legs, you basically got it. Huge heads, huge neck, long, wispy bodies.
That's a goofy looking.
animal.
Now, where it gets a little weird on this story is that the early releases of the story, which have somewhat vanished, stated that they found an intact head and neck. Now,
cool.
the story has changed to it's just fossils. I don't know. I don't know what to think of that one. You know, so I kind of think like, yeah, did you guys find a fucking preserved dinosaur? And you don't want anybody to know about it, or what? What happened here? But I thought it was so cool.
They're like, Carl, what are you doing? We're not supposed to tell anybody.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I was gonna say I saw an article recently about a dinosaur that was discovered off the Isle of Wight, and it's the largest carnivorous Europe ever had.
Really?
32 feet. 32 foot. That's a
What?
monster.
Is it like related to anything? Or
It's a Spinosaurid.
oh,
Yeah. It's it's a Spinosaurid. It's
I see it.
absolutely huge. Huge.
Is it this Torvosaurus?
Actually, I don't have the scientific name. I have here. It says that it is the White Rock Spinosaurid.
All right. Yeah, it says here. Yeah, it's a large carnivore spinosaur. Yeah, Isle of Wight. Okay, same one. That's
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, it's a monster.
Yeah, because it says that the species is mostly known from the Spinosaurus aegypticus, but this one is actually the snout. Yeah, is getting recognition because it says that it is close or bigger than the Tyrannosaur.
Yeah.
That's cool, and that just goes to show you when we were growing up, nothing was bigger than the Tyrannosaur. When you're the king, everybody wants to try you.
Yeah.
I've always wondered that, like, okay, why did evolution kind of went kind of back in a way backwards on the size? It's like, what is the biggest like carnivore today? Would you say, like, I think the great white would be the biggest in size, and that's between land, air, and sea.
Like just total carnivore.
Yeah, total carnivore. Because, like, okay, what was the biggest?
Wouldn't the orca be in the contender? Because they're bigger than great whites, aren't they?
What's an orca?
Killer whale.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a surfer whale.
surfer whale.
Killer.
Okay. But yeah, like I was just saying, is crap. The T-Rex was like the biggest. It's kind of like going backwards in like size wise.
Yeah.
And like but that's the thing too, is the biggest. If you're saying that the killer whale could be, it's just as like it's bigger than that, but it's all in the ocean now.
Yeah.
Everything it's bigger in the ocean. There's that, like, I want to say the biggest land carnivore would probably be like a tiger or a bear. Yeah. Oh, polar bear. Polar bear is the biggest.
I keep searching in here trying to come up with different searches right now, and it doesn't matter on Earth, in the world, or whatever, but largest carnivore in the world is a polar bear, is what it says.
I can see that. I mean,
And
polar bears are freaking massive and evil.
right. Yeah, they hunt people.
Yeah, I've heard that story several times about them guys stranded on that ice or whatever. I actually think it was on Joe Rogan, dude. That shit was like horrific. Yeah.
Yeah.
This would be my luck. This would be the polar bear that would get me in the end.
Chunkosaurus.
He would just walk after me, and he knew eventually I'd trip or, something would happen. You're like, I'm going to get your ass in the end, buddy. You just wait.
Yeah, it says here that the largest male was 1,700 pounds, but on average will get to 6 to 12 and 8 to 10 feet long. Average adult female is 4 to 7. Dang, they are huge.
Let's see here. I am not having a lot of luck coming up with anything sea carnivore.
No, listen to this, guys. I just read that. However, it says although polar bears are the largest, that they are far outmatched by grizzly bears, longer claws, elongated skull, and heavier bite force.
Really?
So a grizzly bear versus a polar bear, he's bigger, but you know what I mean? Like the grizzly might have a little bit more dog in the fight there. And I did look up a search. I know this probably sounds like I'm a kindergartner. Who would win in a fight against a polar bear versus an orca? Now it says that although the orca would definitely know that the polar bear was there, because the polar bear is not just going to take its, laying down. Eventually, the orca is going to eat that bear. You know what I mean? They said there's pounds of muscle difference there. So,
orca hunt moose.
Yeah, they're. Yeah, it says here polar bear might be the best matchup against any of the other bears or sharks, but it would probably still lose in a water fight.
Yeah.
However, we dragged that goddamn shark or orca on land. Now what? You'd see that polar bear sitting there like, what now?
I'm fast as away? I'm fast as fuck, boy. I'm fast as fuck.
I'm gonna eat you.
You brought it to my house. My house.
We're on land now.
Not in my house.
He's just sitting there smacking the orca. I bet it had to have happened at least once, right? I mean,
yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
But that's why I was just getting at. It was like evolution decided it's like, no, well, we're going to kind of skew it differently this time.
Yeah. I don't know. I always think about this. I always think about these like random scenarios that happen. A lot of shit's just random. Random shit happens all the time. And I always think like, I wonder if there was like a little hummingbird one time, and he's just buzzing through the woods, and he gets caught by a draft of wind. There's like a windstorm in a county over or something, and it just swooshes him off, and he goes soaring through the air like a bullet, right into the eye of a bear. It just kills a bear, and you got this little hummingbird sitting on this bear like, right? Like he's like, I am the strongest hummingbird that ever lived. And he's sitting there walking back and forth on this dead bear, like, you know what I mean? It's this random occurring thing. It wasn't even him. It was the wind that did it. But for that moment, dude, he was super bird. He united his people. They started taking down fucking falcons and shit. I don't know, man. Like these are just stories. Like they could happen, like. No, I mean, or not, But, like, could you imagine?
I get it. I'm just saying, it's like, yeah, like, if an outside force helps me in a fight, I'm not gonna question it.
Yeah, and think it's all because of his size. He's smaller. The wind picks him up. He accelerates faster. He's got just that much weight to give him some ballistics, right? So he just blows his fucking his bear's brains out. bear hits the ground, never knew what the hell happened to him. And now you've got this hero hummingbird. All the ladies want to be around him. The men, they look up to him. He leads our people, right? Same scenario. It's a person. Wind just blows him down. Bear eats him. We're too big. We're too big to be heroes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. These are the kind of things I think about when I'm around people or by myself.
Just anytime.
Just pretty much any time of the day. Yeah,
That's fair.
now imagine any scenario like that. You know what I mean? Just any kind of random scenario. It reminds me of like the big bird gets the fish and he chokes to death on the fish and he's just laying there. I wonder if that fish in his last moments was sitting there like, ha, got him. Some stuff don't give a shit either. Like there's like, what, you sent me one, man, didn't you? Or it was like
Yeah, I sent it. It was the they cut open an anaconda and found a living crocodile inside of it.
Yeah,
it was alive.
It was sitting there alive. Like,
yeah,
this sucks.
Can you imagine that moment for that crocodile when that snake got unzipped and the light hit him? Oh, good.
Damn it! I was hoping nobody was going to see this.
It's like, man, it's like that part in Tremors 3 when Bert gets cut out of the
Yeah.
yeah. We leave this to ourselves. He just kind of skitters off.
I just imagine the alligator or crocodile back in the wild again, and he's like laying on some logs, or he's up on the the beach head a little bit there, and all the other crocodiles are sitting there, and they're like, "Dude, you got ate by a fucking snake, bro." And he's just sitting there like, "It's a big fucking snake, dude. I was asleep. I woke up and it was dark still. I just sat there, alive, Have fun digesting me, you son of a bitch. Been around for 65 million years longer."
Do you think that crocodile came out with a vengeance or scared of snakes?
Oh, God,
Like,
I don't
he
know.
turns into
phobia.
He's like a 20-foot croc sitting on a bank, and a little 3-foot snake comes slithering up, and he's like, nope. Fucks right off into the water immediately. Or is he like actively hunting snakes?
He's avenging himself
Yeah.
for what was done to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anacondas beware. Super Croc is coming.
Yeah.
Probably it. This is probably how like these movies start.
Yeah. I'm going to say, because I'm pretty sure this is exactly a Sci-Fi
It's-
Channel movie.
A B movie. Yeah.
So basically,
Actually, I think Debbie Gibson was in this particular movie.
so what you're saying is this was a villain origin story?
You either die a hero or you live
Wow.
long enough to find yourself become a Super Croc. You know what I mean? He's going to be a Super Croc. I believe he's going to be a Super Croc. It's going to be awesome.
Like, is he like making experiments to make him more stronger or
Yeah,
something?
you just wait till they find his ass and they start opening him up to figure out all the shit he's ate. I bet you there's a Volkswagen bug in his gut when they open him up. Thought it was a snake. Yeah, I don't know, man. I actually watched this awesome documentary like 4 days ago about how we always, like, even in school all the way up, we always talk about how alligators and crocodiles have just endured, right?
Yeah.
They've just remained unchanged this whole time. Dinosaurs came and went, crocodiles, alligators just hanging out. Turns out that's not as true as I thought. Quite a lot of alligators and crocodiles have went extinct to get us to the point of now that the alligators, crocodilian species we have on Earth right now. And it's amazing. And a lot of them did evolve with, a lot of interesting traits that you don't see now. Did you find it? You found it. I seen something pop up over there.
I am absolutely right. So, Megapython versus Gatoroid with Debbie Gibson and Tiffany.
Wow.
Told you.
That is it. That's how it started.
Yep.
They saved that crocodile from the belly of an anaconda.
I don't know if I'm proud of myself or ashamed of myself.
Do you guys remember that in the 90s? Like, anacondas were the biggest snake ever.
Yeah.
And we found that to not be true either.
They're the heaviest, right?
Something like that, yeah.
We actually talked about that on the show, and then Balls May Bite chimed in for us.
Yeah. I forget which species they said was the biggest, nastiest one, though. Is it a python?
I think it was a reticulated.
Reticulated?
Yeah.
I think nobody talks about boa constrictors anymore. Those are boring now.
Yeah, everybody talked about them back in the 80s, though.
Yeah, 80s, man. If you had a boa, you were like, oh, yeah, I got a boa. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's like, nice boa. Bet it can't even eat an alligator. People are like pythons, man. And then I remember there was this very questionable pet store up in Ohio I used to go to all the time because you could buy green anacondas there. They were little. They were like this big. And I'm sitting there looking like, it's like $100 for one of these little dudes, I was tempted. I'm like, that'd be pretty freaking cool, man. And then I'm like, man, I got shit for luck. Like if I had a Native American name, it would literally be shit for luck.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this dude's gonna get big and eat my ass one day. And I think my mom knew it too, because she wouldn't let me have an alligator. She wouldn't let me have a boa constrictor or whatever, the snakes. And then I wanted a scorpion for a while. And then I wanted a tarantula. Couldn't have any of that. Mostly stuff she was afraid was going to get big enough to like hurt me.
Fucking Tyler's face.
Yeah. Oh, dude, at the zoo, I saw the stuff of Tyler's absolute nightmares. They had a bird eater.
Oh.
And I've always seen pictures, but I've never seen one up close. We just lost Tyler. That thing was the size of a bowling ball. I'm like, okay, I'm not like arachnophobic at all. Like I like little spiders and stuff. I mean, barring some of the the ones you don't want around. In Tyler's case, that's everything that has more than 6 legs. But I will admit, if I was like in the jungle and that thing was like, I would probably, it wouldn't even have to bite me. I would already be dead of a heart attack. Like, it's like a giant fuzzy hand. It's like you're getting slapped in the face by the wolf man. Like, it's nuts, dude. And I would straight just die right there. My next life, if I reincarnated, I'd be arachnophobic my whole life. I'm sure it's what happened to Tyler in a previous life. He was a jungle explorer, and one of those fucking things jumped out at him. And now he's reincarnated, and Tyler, like even a little bitty spider, he's nope.
Yeah, I hate how when you see stuff like on the internet or in books or whatever or TV, and it's like, oh, that seems big.
Yeah.
And none of it ever translates to how enormous it actually is.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I think the really neat exhibit I really enjoyed out of everything was the leafcutter ants. I'd never taken the time to just sit down and watch them work. Dude, I'm telling you what, there's something to this. Like, they have to have some degree of intelligence, man. I can't, it's hard for me to accept that they're just autonomous bugs just walking around mindlessly. Leave. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way, dude. You can see, I sat there for like literally, it was raining, so we stayed in the bug house, right? And I sat there for like 35 minutes watching the leafcutter ants because I was fascinated. Yeah, it was. I was probably lucky I didn't bring my GoPro because there'd be like I'd have hours of footage of watching these dudes. You had different crews, right? There's a like think of the center of it, right, where there's like the nest, right, the palace,
Right.
right. In the palace, all the ants are a little different. They're a little bit bulkier. They're stronger. They're bigger. They're whatever. Their job is to defend the palace. So they're not doing all the everyday stuff. That's all they're doing. Now you have all these other ones that are you got this like you're basically like your construction crew. They're up on the tree itself. They're cutting the leaves and bringing and hauling them down. All right, so the leaves are getting turned into food, turned into whatever. There's a removal crew that comes in. They have their own trail, and they come in and they get the waste and the dead bodies. And the waste and the dead bodies go to two different places. The dead bodies go to the cemetery, which is at the base of the tree. All right. Most of the leaves are taken out to the farthest crews to feed those crews while they're on their way back and forth hauling stuff. Some of the leaves are laid on top of the bodies at the base of the tree. They fertilize the tree they eat. They fucking know if they feed this thing, it's going to keep feeding them. Dude, I'm like, dude, you cannot tell me that they don't have some degree of intelligence. They know what they're doing. And they're so organized. It's like, man, who you fooling? You ain't fooling nobody.
Right.
Yeah. Amazing.
I saw a short on YouTube the other day that I wanted to send to the group. Seems how we're on this subject.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got to see this.
All right. Can we get it? Okay. Oh my God! What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
That's not real, is it?
that's absolutely real.
We lost Tyler.
It's got eye shine. See it?
What?
Yeah,
Please tell me he pulls the trigger.
he does. Look
No
at the
way,
eye shine,
dude.
dude. Look at the size of that thing.
Dude, holy shit.
Yeah. And the eye shine tells you that thing is looking at him.
Oh, bro.
Oh, yeah. Look how
Dude.
big that thing is.
Tyler, you just keep your eyes closed. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. The eye shine, man. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my God.
Dude, imagine looking out there and seeing his eyes looking back at you like,
Yeah.
ugh.
And they changed color too. Did you see it was like red eye shine then white?
Yeah, it's because he was locked on.
Yeah.
He got tone. He was like, I know I'm gonna eat you later.
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude. I'm glad the guy had a gun to defend himself.
It was 22 shot. It was like a 22 caliber shotgun. I didn't even know that existed.
Dude, that's nuts, man.
Yeah.
Live?
I had to show that video though, because I mean, holy crap.
Yeah. Ty, just be glad you didn't see that. That was terrible. So you guys want to hear the other weird thing I heard? I think this is actually kind of funny. National treasure Logan Paul claims that he has groundbreaking UFO footage.
Oh yeah?
He says that he basically has a like actual footage of the mothership.
Really?
Apparently he's filmed it. Him and his fucking people filmed it, and he plans on releasing it. He just when asked when he was going to release it, he said that he didn't know yet, and they said, "Why is that?" And he said because he says his response was, "What do you want from me, bro? I'm a sneaky fuck." So previously, he offered an anonymous man $100,000 for apparently the footage, pre-existing footage of aliens landing on Earth. I don't know what came of that, but I've heard about this before, though. I heard, what was it, James Fox, the guy who went out documentarian for UFO stuff. He saw the footage that Logan Paul apparently pirated. All right, so apparently there was a man who has footage, and it's literally on a VHS tape. And he would show it to people, but he wouldn't sell the footage and he wouldn't give it up. I guess he said that he was afraid that they were going to take him out if whatever. Well, apparently, from the rumor is that Logan Paul had one of those little pin cameras running and sat down and watched it and filmed it. So I've heard that rumor. I don't know how true that is, but James Fox was on the Rogan show telling Joe Rogan that. So I don't know, man. I mean, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I can't help but wonder, like, would it take a person like Paul to get that out there? You know what I mean? Kind of I don't give a fuck attitude.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I don't know how many. Sorry. I don't know how many people know. How many people of our listeners know Logan Paul, but he's been going through a lot of just shady business, and so I don't know.
Controversies, man.
Yeah, he has a lot of controversies with a lot of shit. So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if he's just trying to get more, like, I guess, clout.
Was he the one that did the Suicide Forest, or was
Yes.
that his brother Jake Paul?
No, that was him.
Gotcha.
Jake seems a little bit more straightforward. Like, he kind of just, I mean, especially going into like the martial arts stuff and the boxing and all that. He kind of seems like he's shifting to that. You know?
Yeah.
Logan seems like he's all over the place, though. Like, I feel like he's like content hungry. Like, he'll go for anything that is going to produce content, you know?
Right.
I just know that he started with his, last thing that I've heard about him was his crypto adventure that he kind of left a lot of people pretty pissed.
Yeah.
About it. So I don't know. Maybe this is trying to get his name back and, like, I guess, in good graces with people, like actually giving something crazy out there. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm curious about it because it's like, I mean, like I said, he's kind of a content guy, and if I know he doesn't want to, he wouldn't want to risk a huge backlash from like a hoax with all the other shit that's piled up against him. You know what I mean? Or it could be.
I really feel like this guy, he will go out for anything that could potentially just put his name on basically on these fucking.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too.
Is
that, if he had a pin camera in his shirt watching a video, how diluted is that footage going to be? That it's going to be really hard to be like, well, this is why it's fake, because I can obviously see the zipper or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. It could be very distorted.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious if he puts something out. I want to check it out. I want to see what happens.
Oh, we'll definitely look at it for sure. But that's exactly why he's doing it. Traffic.
It's because we want to look. Yeah. You guys familiar with how do you pronounce his name? Mikio Kaku? Or
yeah.
Mikio Kaku? That's this dude.
Yeah.
This guy's a treasure of the world, I swear. If you're not familiar with him, he is a popular science writer and theoretical physicist, right?
Yeah. Math wizard.
Literal, yeah. He looks like a wizard.
He does kind of, yeah.
Like, he could lead you to Mount Doom. And he can tell you why, how old Mount Doom is and everything about it. When asked what he thinks about aliens and UFOs, doesn't hesitate. Like, he literally doesn't hesitate at all. He's like, yeah, they're out there. I'm like, I love listening to this guy on his, on different shows, and he said, how did he word it? He was like, it's foolish to think they're not there.
Right.
And then going further, he started talking about, if anybody gets abducted, he's like, if you find yourself abducted, for God's sake, steal something. He literally said it. I mean, this man's like, his reputation is impeccable, right? And he says, steal something. He's like, there's no laws saying you can't steal something from an interstellar spaceship. He's like, steal something and get a hold of me.
Right. That makes, yeah. And it wouldn't have to be anything big. Just steal a food.
He said, he's like, there's got to be a screwdriver or hammer. He's like, anything. Grab it and bring it back with you.
Yeah.
I was cracking up because I'm like, I think he's serious. Like, I think he really means it.
And that's just, as weird as it may sound, that is actually, I feel like, the best thing to do.
It's genius. It's absolutely genius.
I thought, dude, this was hilarious, man. He's like, for God's sake, steal something. God, one day, man, I wish we could get him on our show just to educate us for a while. That'd be so fun.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, that would be, that's the kind of people I want to see on here. If we can land some famous people, him and Rob Lowe.
So cool. Oh, yeah. We haven't forgotten Rob Lowe.
Yeah. I feel like
forever.
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson would probably spend 45 minutes making sure we know we're idiots.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I just like listening to him talk, man. I don't know what it is.
Dude, I couldn't even keep up with half of the shit he talks about.
The way that guy tells you something, it's like he has a sly way of revealing the answer to you.
Yeah.
Now, back in my field, 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah, but you just shattered the fuck out of that.
Well, he kind of does. He
I already knew that. Why am I surprised? Because Neil deGrasse told me. That guy's awesome, though, man.
Yeah,
he is. God damn it. Yeah.
So I have a little something in the weird news department.
What you got?
All right. And then it's not another spider, Tyler. You're good. Promise. He's just waiting for me to click. Yeah, it's not another spider. I promise. This.
Oh, I just saw that.
Yep.
What is this?
Yeah, I know. I just put it up.
Fucking dick. Yeah, just put it up.
I saw it too. TikToker at Larry Lou, LARYLOO. Larry Lou posted this. This is a screenshot of the video. I don't actually have the video, which
turned us into a bunch of looky-loos.
Right? It's 2 potential UFOs floating near the moon. Apparently, in the video, which I haven't found yet, because that would make too much sense, one of the objects actually disappears behind it, behind the moon itself.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't know how to find the video. I think I actually just the video. And I'm a little disappointed by the website, so I'm not going to use that one. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The initial video takes me to the sun, and I'm not posting stuff from the sun on here unless I'm doing it in humor.
Yeah, because plus it'll hurt our eyes.
Right. Do not look directly at the sun. That is.
And So two UFOs just hanging out at the moon. One disappears behind them.
Yes.
And this is all like filmed.
Yeah.
Because even looking at that, I'm gonna pull it back up real quick. Like even looking at that first, like my first reaction is like that looks like a super zoomed in snapshot.
Right.
It's really cool. Man, I love shit like that. You know?
Oh, okay. I might have something better. I gotta learn to quick clear my throat. So let me see if this is something I can use.
Oh, this is a good opportunity. This episode is brought to you by Rector Band and DTM Music. Like and subscribe. Get on it. And that's what happens if you don't do that. He's upset.
All right. I have the video. Let's see what this looks like. All of us seeing it for the first time together. And I apologize for the absolute nonsense of tabloids that you're about to see. I'll go ahead and make this full screen. All right.
Super zoom. What? The hell kind of lens is this?
What the hell?
Wow.
Huh.
Oh, red circle.
Oh, it's got to be real.
Red circle. In case you didn't see those blatantly obvious things floating around the moon.
What the everlasting fuck is that?
Were there any missions?
Do we know the date?
The articles from yesterday.
Oh, okay. Current
Yeah.
missions to the moon. Launch is scheduled no earlier than November 2024. That's Artemis 3. Current missions to the moon. The last crew was Apollo 17.
So, did anybody else feel like that those look like those? Do you remember back 10 years ago or so when guys would have those fake cruise missiles that they would tie to the back of their truck? They were balloons.
Yeah.
Did anybody else think that that looked like that?
The thing that got me was the speed.
Yeah.
All right. So when you're looking at something far away and it's moving to the surface of the moon, apparently the surface of the moon or behind it that fast, I mean, there's a great degree of scale that we're not accounting for. So how fast is this thing supposed to be, going? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and the same dude I was just talking about, the wizard, right? Same guy says that when you get upwards of 10 to 20 G's, organic matter can't survive in it. Right? So
Makes sense.
you get up to a certain amount of G-force, organic matter's out. Because he was on there talking about the speeds that they're recording, right?
Yeah.
And how I'm kind of on board with this. He doesn't believe that they could be living beings inside those vehicles.
If they're going that fast,
Yeah, because organic matter would just
they would just be gelatinous.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or what if they are a gelatinous creature?
Like Kif from Futurama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's welcome, Earthling. Bleh. Just slime and shit everywhere. The whole time they're talking, it's just you're just getting hit in the face with it. Like, oh, Jesus. Okay,
Oh, it tastes good. Oh, that makes it
is that
worse.
Jello? Is that Jello? That tastes like Jello. Oh, I love Jello. I love it. It's delicious. Yeah. Imagine if they have diversity too. You know what I mean? You'd have all different flavors. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dangerous to land here, but cool.
Yeah, no shit.
'Cause I imagine there's got to be somebody out there like, I fucking love me some Jello, dude. Oh my god, Jello every day. You know, not me. I'm more of a pudding guy myself.
Yeah. Pudding all the way.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong. You know, but I don't know. I still kind of. I mean, that video though. I mean, looking at this, the still shot looks legit. Video, I don't know. It gets all the way zoomed in and it's just clear again. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not how that works. You know, that thing my wife brings up all the time is the focus points. You know, you got a lens, right? Lenses are super good at focusing at one thing. You know, if I do this, you start to see my focus go in and out, or my hand is blurry. You know what I mean? Lenses focus on something and you adjust it to look good and you leave it, right? And when you zoom all the way in on something, it gets harder and harder for the lens to stay focused on that one object. So
Right.
the idea that the moon is getting more clear, it's kind of shady, you know. I don't know.
I mean, maybe like a telescope lens.
Yeah.
Maybe a camera mounted to a telescope.
Yeah.
Because you do hear the mechanical function of the zoom happening.
Yeah, there's a bunch like crap. Like astronomers they mount like they'll put a DSLR and they had these like actual telescopes that they could literally just take pictures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I've definitely seen that before. Like she has these ones that are like 200-300 millimeter, like huge ass lenses, and you can straight zoom, you know, across the country. You know what I mean? But like with those type of lenses, though, I mean it still comes down to, you know, it'll focus on one spot and you'll still see other stuff that's kind of, you know what I mean? This one, this photo is what gets me. If you guys are familiar with this, I'm sure you are. One of the best lenses ever built, the James Webb. The pillars of creation. You know, you look at that, man. I mean,
That's gorgeous.
that's a picture.
it's from the James Webb Telescope. Yep. I mean, isn't that amazing?
God, that's gorgeous.
I mean, it's unbelievable. A lot of people think that it looks like a hand. You know,
Yeah, I can see that.
but that's just unbelievable cool. And it you know, that's like they said that the only reason that the James Webb Telescope is the size that it is because they couldn't haul more stuff up. They wanted it to be bigger. Like it is massive, right? And they literally were limited by how much material they could haul at a time. So I'm like, I mean, imagine this new, you know, Artemis thing, right? Because even James Webb, the way James Webb works is Earth is behind it, right? It keeps the reflective light from Earth behind it at all times,
Right.
so that there's the very little noise not noise pollution, but light pollution coming around it. So if they go on the other side of the moon and build one, you know, it's going to be that much better, and it'll probably be that much bigger, you know, hopefully, you know. But now they're certain that, you know, because people have said, like, do you think we'll ever see to the end of the universe with one of these lenses? You know, is it going to happen? And they said that we'll probably be able to see to the end of the material universe. you'll be able to reach out and see the farthest stars, but beyond that is immaterial. It's not matter anymore. It's dark matter. And it's like a fog, like a sheet of it. So we don't have currently any kind of understanding of how we can penetrate that to see through it. So, in regards to that though, that's kind of a cool thing to know, is that since antimatter or dark matter is abundant out there towards the edge of the universe, we do have a limit how far we can go. It might take centuries to even get close to it, but we know that we can't, as beings of matter, we cannot go into that because we can't exist there. So I think that's really neat. That there's literally a place where matter cannot exist. And they're still trying to figure out, what, like, why, what is it made of, and all that. It's so cool, man. I love this shit.
I don't know if you guys looked into the private chat. I sent something to you guys.
What is this? Farmer captures movement of flying object?
Yeah, this was in the 1950s in Oregon, or Portland,
I
Oregon.
remember this story. I remember this story. Yeah. Tell us about it, Ty.
Well, the only thing, it's very vague. It's just a man. Let me see. I had his name, Paul Trent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they said roughly 9 miles outside of McMillville, and he took a picture of it. It looks like one of those old style cameras. Hold on, let me.
Wow. Yeah.
Where is? Yeah, here's the picture. That was right by their farm. Where there's another picture. It's like zoomed in. What they use for the newspaper. Nope, can't use that one. Let's try this one. Sorry, guys, work with me.
Hey, you're good, buddy. That's pretty wild, man. Like, when I see old pictures like this, there's a couple things going on in that picture that stand out to me.
And this is like kind of zoomed up. It shows that it's not just a disc. You can see the little shadow. You got the like oval shape, but you kind of can start to see more around it. Did you want me to bring this one back up?
Can you bring that one back up?
Yep.
Okay, so I know, like, I've made this joke before. I don't know if you guys have to. I imagine you had to at some point. Of, like, somebody was probably just standing back there throwing a dish.
Right.
You ever made that joke before?
Yeah.
But if you really look at the perspective of this picture, this photo, actually look at it, there's some perspective problems with the idea that they threw a dish. Right? The telephone pole. So my thought is, like, if they threw a dish up in the air to catch it like that, the telephone pole is more in focus. If you guys are noticing that, and even more in focus is the structure close to the left, right?
Yeah.
All right. So use that as a perspective. Look at how focused the building is, how focused the telephone pole is in relation to that. You should be able to tell it. Your eyes are designed for this, so you should be able to see the perspective. And then look at that thing up in the air. So if they threw a dish, it was a massive dish.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what it looks like to me?
What's that?
A metal garbage can lid.
Doesn't it, kind of?
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of is that if you frisbeed it from behind the camera forward. You kind of get what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
But even that, it's like, do you have a guy like up on a ladder somewhere behind you? There's a lot of perspective problems with it that are hard to what do you call it? They're hard to discern, especially with the age of the photo. It is really neat though. That is cool. You know, I think that's neat. Like that's pretty cool.
That's I think that's the camera that he used. That's him.
Like even in this picture, you know, look look how much trouble the camera has focusing. You know, the think back then they didn't really have many abilities to adjust these cameras. A lot of these were fixed lens, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that like there's a little tab on the side. You actually had to manually focus it, but sometimes like dude, you're doing that on the like,
Yeah,
no pun intended. You're doing that on the fly
right.
while you're trying to catch something that is flying.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're trying to catch this thing in motion, there's going to be so many problems trying to capture it clearly. So by the blurriness of the object, whatever it was, garbage can lid, flying saucer, it is moving. It is in motion, and that's interesting to me. Like I love these old pictures because that was back when the aliens were using flying saucers. You know, they've upgraded since. Apparently. That is really cool though. Did you see this? There's a picture here of an up close of that object. Did you have that? Okay, I have one that's even closer. I'm gonna send it to you guys and then figure out if I can convert it over so I can upload it. Unless you already have it.
You're muted, Ty.
I can look around. I have some of these. No, that looks kind of crap.
Hang on, I think I got one here. Yeah, check out the focus on this. This is really wild.
Yeah, that's the one I can find.
Because I can see the handle on the top that does look kind of like a trash can lid. But man, like what perfect timing. I mean, if it is a garbage can lid, you know what I mean? What perfect timing to get that angle. That's what I'm at. Like,
let's put it this way: how many times how drunk was him and his buddy, and how many times? I really believe that his wife was probably like, "Stop wasting the film."
Should we try to replicate it like next time we get together?
Yeah, I'm down.
See how
Yeah.
So beers, garbage can lid, camera.
But we have
I have one.
Camera.
I have the old can.
All right, and we got to see how high we can frisbee it. We should do this.
I'm finding all kinds of pictures of this thing from slightly different angles. Let's see here. One of these in here for us. And there we go. As soon as it uploads, boom. There you go.
Oh wow. So I want to know how that like stacks up against that. Because you know what I mean? It looks like it would have to be wobbling. Which would a wobble would correspond with throwing it.
Or we're in forced perspective, and this right here is actually hanging from those wires above, and the wind is just moving it.
That's true.
Because that's the thing we can't tell from the image is the weather.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. That's pretty wild, man. I don't know, man. That's one of them ones. I think it's like happened so long ago. You know what I mean? You would have to do so much if you had the original film, the actual original film. Then I think you could really discern it because I don't know. It's interesting. You know. I'm actually doing a search to see. Okay, so somebody actually has done this. I'm gonna show you guys the picture. Somebody threw a garbage can lid and snapped a picture of it. Check this out. There's the garbage can lid.
Okay, so if this thing was made, like if it's a top off of something, we don't know what it is. You know, I mean, it could have been a hubcap that somebody put something on.
Right.
Welded an antenna to it.
That's pretty wild, man.
Yeah.
I love it though, man. I really do. I love this shit. And I'm by no means am I I'm not sitting here saying that every single one of these is fake at all. I'm just saying that some of them get a little suspicious,
Especially the older ones.
Yeah. The older ones definitely get suspicious.
And we've said it on the show too, is it seems as though all UFOs follow pop culture. Bigfoot gets taller and the UFOs change shape.
So I look at this, right? I see the thing on the top, I see the little nub, and my mind goes, well, that reminds me of a garbage can lid. Right? I see this, which actually is a garbage can lid, and it corresponds. Then I see this, and I think, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is a garbage can lid, then this is the fastest. This guy has an arm on him like no other.
Yeah.
Like an Olympic fucking frisbeer, you know what I mean? Dude's killing it at frisbee golf. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
He's straight up taking the goals out. I don't know. I'm gonna dig up more of these though over the next couple of days and try to save up some more images so we can compare them. I think it'd be pretty cool. Yeah, but yeah, we're like over an hour here, fellas. You want to let these people have their day and hopefully retain their intelligence after listening to us for an hour. Disclaimer: we're not responsible for anything dumb that you think or do after listening to us. All right. See you guys on the next one. You take care of each other.
See you guys.
Like and subscribe to those. Subliminal message. Okay, now we're delving into epilepsy. Okay.